Let's talk truth tonight with CNN contributor and Republican consultant Alex Castellanos, Obama campaign pollster Cornell Belcher, and Romney campaign advisor Kevin Madden. Let me start here to the sense that the significance of this case is what? And some people would argue if you're a conservative, you'd rather lose, have them uphold the law for turnout in November.
Well, I think that this law is going to be on the ballot no matter what happens in the Supreme Court. I think there is going to be a very big and robust debate about the size of and scope of government, its role in your life. I think it's not only going to apply to health care, but it's going to apply to a whole bunch of other different issues related to spending and deficits and the impact it has on our larger economy. So I think that, we're looking at the Supreme Court in a very political fashion, while they're looking at it in a very clinical fashion. But the debate that's going to take place in November is going to be much bigger about the role of government in people's lives on a whole range of issues.
You crunch the numbers as well as anybody. Why is the country so divided still on this question? Our latest poll, do you favor or oppose the mandate that is central to the health care bill? 47% favor, 51% oppose. Throw in the margin of error, that's a tie.
Right. Well, it goes along with us being so divided about a lot of different issues. This is a shame that this has gotten so politicized at this point, because quite frankly, when you go back and look at the elections, Democrats had clear advantages around health care, and go back and look at the 2008 election, health care and sort of the ideals around health care sort of helped Barack Obama in the presidential election. So, and it's something that we have to solve for. Now, Republicans have politicized the mandate. Your guy had a mandate in Massachusetts because, you know what, that was a practical solution to the problem. So we're in a situation right now where practical solutions to the problem, and we all know what the problem is. They get politicized and they become back and forth punching back.
Just real quick, remember on that though, just real quick, that was for 7 million people. This was a one-size-fits-all standard that was applied to 350 million.
Was it a mandate?
That is a big difference.
Was it a mandate?
It was a mandate.
Right. And why did you use a mandate?
I don't want to argue the case here, but unique healthcare population of Massachusetts is much different than the unique than the larger healthcare population.
But it was a mandate.
50 different states.
But it was a mandate,
do the political parties want the courts in on this question? You heard Senator Leahy. Now that's hyperbole. They're not going to throw out Medicare. They're not going to throw out Social Security. But this has been the defining debate between the two political parties since before any of us were born. Right. The role of government, how much activism, how much leave it to the states, whether a state should have the right to have a mandate. Do you want the courts involved in this question if you're a politician?
If you're a politician, I'll tell you my experience is you don't want to win by losing. You don't want to think that, hey, if I lose, I'll have an advantage politically. You win by winning. Because at the end of the day, if Barack Obama loses this will be a defeat for his administration. He spent 2 years when he should have been working on the economy and jobs on this, and now it goes down the tubes. It'll make him a weaker president, and it'll be a victory politically for Republicans, but that's not the point. We do have a debate here about the role of government and whether government can make you buy things in a free country, and that is worth debating, and that's something the court should fight about. Now, the last time this was a political issue was 2 years ago, and Republicans took Congress because of it. This is the kind of issue that not only energizes the base, but makes independents Republicans.
When that happened, Cornell, a lot of the criticism of Democrats is they weren't embracing their own law, that they were running from their own law. We've seen in the last couple of weeks, to a degree from the White House, more importantly from HHS and from the Obama campaign, sure, call it Obamacare if you want. We're proud of it. This is ours. Is that a better political strategy than what happened in 2010 when, I think it's fair to say, I don't think you'd argue, a lot of Democrats hid from this law?
Well, I agree with you. I agree with you completely. We should have done a better job of talking about it and talking about what's in it. I mean, you've seen the polling on this. You know that when you talk about sort of the overall bill, people are divided on. But when you talk about sort of break down what's actually in the bill, people support what's actually in the bill.
But there's another way to look at that. Hey, people like this window. People like this door. But do you want it in this horrible house, in the whole package? And the answer is no. The American people don't want this.
That costs $7 trillion over 10 years.
The problem is it has been politicized, and the mandate has become to sort of symbolize what's wrong with it. You know what?
Well, the mandate's pretty important to the legislation, so if there's going to be a symbol, you would think that would be it, right?
We have to be adults. I don't like mandates either, but I want the problem solved, and how do you solve the problem? Just like they did in Massachusetts.
No politics. None whatsoever. Okay. All right, everybody stand